Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Lane will not be here this week, so I will be your music substitute. My name is Miss Lenote, and when we sing, I don't want to hear any wrong notes. Well, hey there, music friends. Say, this doesn't look like the breathing gym, but it's a perfect place for us to talk about another skill we need while breathing. And that skill this week is holding our breath. Now, think about when you get ready to jump into a pool, how do you hold your breath? You probably take a big breath of air in and then close everything up. You probably pinch your nose closed and then push your lips closed nice and tight. And then you probably even close the muscles in your throat. Of course, we do that because we want to keep all the air in our lungs inside and we want to keep all the water outside. Well, that's a terrible way to hold your breath in music. In music, we're talking about sound, and we need this relaxed, open feeling in our body to get the best sound possible whenever we sing. So when we hold our breath while singing, we need to hold our breath with our nose all the way open and our mouth all the way open. And most importantly, our throat muscles need to be all the way open so air can freely move through our vocal cords without tension. So let's try an experiment. I want you to breathe a deep breath of air in, and then when your lungs are all the way full, I want you to pant like a hot dog. It's going to look and sound like this. Try that with me, and I want you to pay attention to how open that throat feels. Take a breath in. Now pant. Little weird, but let's try it the other way. This time I want you to blow all of your air out, and then when your lungs are completely empty, pant again like a hot dog and feel that open feeling. Let's try it together. Everyone breathe out and pant. Feel that openness as we do this breathing gym. So this time, we're going to use our diaphragm muscles to bring the air in. We're going to use the diaphragm muscles to move the air out, but we're also going to use the diaphragm to hold the air in our lungs. So as you breathe, you have this thing inside your chest called the diaphragm, and it moves down as you breathe in, and that allows the air to move into your lungs. If we use the muscles around our diaphragm, and as we breathe in, we hold the diaphragm down, the air is going to get stuck in our lungs. We don't have to clench the throat closed. We don't have to pinch our lips closed to hold the air in. We can do that with our diaphragm muscles, right? So if this is the first time you've ever done this, it's going to feel really weird, right? Usually when you use muscles for the first time, it's a little strange feeling, but go with it. When we breathe out, the diaphragm moves back up and it pushes the air out of our lungs. We can hold our breath and hold the lungs empty simply by using our diaphragm muscles and leaving the diaphragm in the up position. Weird thing to think about. So let's try this. I want us to breathe in for 4 beats, and then we're going to lock that diaphragm in place, and the air is going to get stuck in our lungs for 4 beats. Then we'll move the diaphragm up, we'll push the air out until our lungs are empty, and then we're going to leave the diaphragm in the up position, and we're going to leave our lungs empty for 4 beats. So it's in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, go. In. Hold. And out. And hold. in, hold, out, and hold. Pause right there. I want us to reimagine, think about what we're doing, making sure that this entire time the mouth stays open, the throat stays open. There's no tension in our neck or face or head. All of the work comes from the diaphragm. Let's try 2 more cycles. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Make sure you keep track of your counting, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, begin. All right, relax. Breathe normal, shake it out. Let's do 1 more. Let's go 6 in, 6 hold, 6 out, 6 hold. Relax the body. Make sure nothing is happening in the neck or the face or the head. All of the work is done with your diaphragm and your core muscles. 6 in, here we go. 1, 2, ready, begin. In, hold, out, hold, back in, hold, out, hold. Count on your own. Back in. All right, everyone take a big breath of air in through your nose and sigh out. And again, lightly shake out that neck, shake out those shoulders, the arms, the wrists, and the fingers. Shake out the hips and the legs and the ankles and the toes. And 1 more big breath in through the nose and sigh out. Rhythm Bible this week is a simple review of everything we've been talking about for the past 3 weeks. So if you've missed any of the videos over the past 3 weeks, I highly recommend that you go back and review those so you understand the counting process for these rhythms. Let's start with quarter notes or ta. Remember, a quarter note or a ta is 1 sound per beat. Let's count it first using ta. 1, 2, ready, begin. Ta, 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 ta. Once more, using the number system. 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Half notes, or ta, is a rhythm value that gets 1 sound for 2 beats. So let's take a look at this rhythm. Let's first count it using ta-ah. 1, 2, ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. This time, let's count it using our number system. Remember, this note starts on beat 1. This note starts on beat 3. 1, 2, count, go. 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 3. Our last review for this week is the whole note. You'll remember last week we called ta-ah-ah-ah. It is a note value that gets one sound over 4 beats. Our sound is going to start on beat 1 and it goes through the entire measure. The sound will stop on beat 1 of the next measure. Start on 1, stop on 1. Before we get there, let's count it using ta-ah-ah. 1, 2, ready, begin. Ta, ta. Now go back to the number system. Sound starts on 1, sound stops on 1. 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 1. That's it for our review this week. Next time I see you in the Rhythm Bible, we'll start moving down the page where we have quarter notes and half notes together, whole notes, quarters, and halves together. So we're going to start mixing things up starting next week. Make sure you understand your quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes before we get there. Our learning target is, I can tell the difference between high sounds and low sounds. Our success criteria is, I know I am successful when I am able to find different things in my home or outside that make a high pitch or low pitch. This week we are listening to pitch. Pitch is another word for a musical note. Pitch is how high or low that music note sounds. On a piano, if I play the keys on the right side of the instrument, it makes high sounds. But if I play the keys on the left side of the instrument, it makes low sounds. I can do the same thing with my recorder. If I cover all the holes with my fingers and blow air into my recorder, it makes a low sound. But if I pick my fingers up off the holes, the recorder makes a high sound. Just because a sound is high doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be loud. And just because a sound is low doesn't mean it's going to be quiet. I can play high sounds on the piano that are quiet. I can also play low sounds on the piano that are loud. It's important to understand that high and low do not mean the same thing as loud and quiet. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to play the piano 2 times. Both times I'm going to use the exact same keys, which means my pitch is going to stay exactly the same. But the first time I'm going to play it, it will be loud. And the second time I play those exact same pitches, I will play it soft. Same pitch, totally different sound. Our voice can change pitch too. Sometimes we can talk with a high pitch, like this. Sometimes we can talk with a low pitch, like this. This is a very important skill to have, especially if you're trying to tell a story with different characters.
Which makes storytelling so much more fun!
Ah, yes it does. Let's take a look at the photo behind me and see if we can figure out which one of these will make a high sound and which one will make a low sound. Let's listen to the first sound and see if we can find it in the picture. What do you think made that sound? That's right, it was the bluebird chirping. Do you think the chirping was a high sound or a low sound? Most of the time, things that are small will make a high sound. So a small bird chirping will make a high sound. What would it sound like if a bird chirped with a low sound? Chirp, 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 chirp. Let's see if we can find the next sound. What do you think made that sound? Yep, that was the garbage truck. There are a lot of sounds happening in this example. What you are hearing is the lifting motor picking up and dumping the trash cans into the back of the truck. That makes a relatively high whining sound. At the end of that example, you can hear the big engine of the trash truck make a low sound as it drives away. Let's see if we can find the next sound. What do you think made that sound? Right again, it was the cow. Do you think the cow mooing was a high sound or a low sound? Definitely a low sound. Remember what I said about the small bird? Things that are big, like cows, usually make a low sound. What would it sound like if a cow made high sounds? Moo! 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 Let's see if we can find the next sound. What do you think made that sound? Yeah, that was easy. That was the fire truck. What was the first thing you thought of when you heard that sound? Probably that loud siren. Do you think that siren is a high sound or a low sound? It's definitely high. Sirens would sound awfully weird if they were low pitch. Let's see if we can find the next sound. What do you think made that sound? Yes, that was the bicycle bell. A bicycle bell is a small bell that we put on our bikes to let other people around us know that we're coming. What did we say about small things? Small things make high sounds. What if we put a gigantically big church bell on our bikes? I think that would be impossible to ride. Let's see if we can find the next sound. What do you think made that sound? Yeah, those were dogs. This one is tricky because we have both a large dog barking with a low voice and a small dog barking with a high voice at the same time. If you listen carefully, you can hear both high sounds and low sounds at the same time. Let's see if we can find the next sound. What do you think made that sound? Yep, it's a cat. But what kind of cat? Is it a small house cat meowing with a high voice? Or was that a big wild cat roaring with a low voice? You bet! That sounds like a lovable house cat with a high voice. A big lion roars with a voice like this. Now that's low. Let's see if we can find our last sound. What do you think made that sound? Right again, it was the whistling teapot. When steam passes through the small hole in the spout, it makes what kind of sound? A high sound. It's the same science that makes the old whistles work on steam trains. Except the steam whistle is big, and that big size makes, you guessed it, a low sound. If the weather is good this week, I invite you to take a listening walk with your family. Go outside and listen to every sound you can hear. Just like we did here, try to guess what is making all of those sounds. And then decide, is it a high sound or a low sound? When you get back home, tell me one high sound you heard and tell me one low sound you heard by using the label feature in your Seesaw activity. Now, if the weather isn't good and it's cold and rainy, then take a listening walk inside your house. And again, listen for all the great sounds that you hear inside your home. If you're inside, you might even be able to take a picture of one high sound and take a picture of one low sound using the camera feature in your Seesaw activity. The high sound I found in my house was my microwave timer. And the low sound I found inside my house was the low whirling sound of my washing machine. Using the Seesaw camera, take a picture of one high sound and one low sound that you could find. If you can't use the camera, then simply use the label feature and type what you heard on the screen. I hope you enjoyed exploring high and low sounds with me today. When you're done with this video, make sure to take some time to listen to the world around you. And then come back to your Seesaw and show or tell me one high sound and one low sound you were able to find. After you've posted those to your page, make sure to click that green check mark to complete this activity. I look forward to sharing more music with you next week. Until then, take care and have a great rest of your day. If you choose to celebrate Halloween this year, be safe, and I hope you have a very enjoyable weekend.